Guys, welcome back to another episode. This is Junior Garcia from the Carpenter's Touch. Guys, today is a very, very important video. Why? Because we're talking about first-time home buyers, right? You're ready to buy a home. You're not. But before this, like, subscribe, turn on the post notification, leave the comments below. Pásame el martillo! Hey guys, welcome to another remodel. We are in another remodel. Keep watching, keep watching. Guys, everybody knows the first thing you need is what? It's good credit. So before you start running and looking at homes, maybe you got some stimulus money, maybe you got $30,000, $40,000 to put down on a home, deposit and closing costs. No, you have to check your credit, right? So when I was gonna buy a home, I went to check my credit. Guess what? My credit wasn't pretty hot. My wife's credit was okay, so I had to fix my credit. My lender said, hey, listen, nothing's gonna happen. So I went and I got Gizzy Credit. So hashtag Gizzy Credit, that's his name right here, right? He helped me and my wife fix our credit. In 30 days, my wife's credit score went from 620 to 720. Now my credit took 3 months to fix, but everyone is different. You have to follow the process. So now that your credit is fixed, you have money in your hand, you still can't go and buy a home. Why? Because you go and knock on somebody's door, or you go and ask a real estate agent, listen, I want to buy this house. They're going to ask you, are you pre-qualified? And you're saying, what's pre-qualified? That means that you need a loan officer to look at 3 things. 1, he's going to look at your credit. 2, he's going to look at your income, you and your wife. And also, he's gonna look at your debt. And then he combines that, he comes up with a mathematical equation of what you qualify for. You may qualify for $250,000. You may qualify for $550,000. You may qualify for $850,000 for a home. So he's gonna pre-qualify you, and with that letter of pre-qualification, what do? You go get a real estate agent. So remember, I want you guys to understand, this is the first time you're buying a home, guys. So you don't know nothing about buying a home. You don't have experience. So that's why I really, really want you to understand, when you get a real estate agent, the real estate agent has to be able to hold your hand, guide you through the process. It's just like going, you know, you're a freshman, going the first day of school, you don't know where your locker is, you don't know where the gym is, where's the lunchroom, and somebody kind of guides you, right? And navigates you through all the classes and the gym and the lunch, right? You need a real estate agent that can do that for you. Why? Because you're gonna have a lot of questions. I'm telling you, when you find a good real estate agent through these times, it's gonna help you. And why now? Because the market is hot. It's not just hot, right? It is extremely hot. Meaning, when you're going and giving an offer, and let's say the house is $400,000, people are coming in and giving a price of $450,000, $475,000, even up to $500,000, and you're just getting outbid, and you're wondering what's going on. People are buying homes like never before. If you speak to real estate agents now, they're so busy. So that's why I wanted to explain to you guys that it's very, very important. 1, to fix your credit. 2, find a good loan officer. One of the loan officers I can recommend and trust is Tony Vargas. It's right here. Tony Vargas. Why? Why Tony Vargas? Because he's gonna be able to give you different options. There's actually 4 different types of loans, right? But 2 of the loans that you're generally gonna use, which is a FHA, right? and a conventional loan. You're gonna come in with 3.5%. With an FHA, with a conventional, it's gonna start around 5% and up. So he's gonna navigate all the different things that you need for that loan. He's gonna help you. You know what he's gonna tell you? Don't buy a car. Don't lease a car. Don't do any major purchases. Why is he telling you this? Because when the loan officer himself sees all the stuff that you're buying and buying and buying, now they're gonna come out and come with the estimation. You only qualify for a $200,000 home. They're gonna come up with an estimation lower than you want it to be. So Gizzy Credit, Tony Vargas, they don't sponsor me, right? But I wanna share people that I trust. You know, someone that anchored me, that guided me through the whole journey of buying my home. And you're gonna need somebody to hold your hand. Credit, fix your credit, right? I mentioned also a loan officer, and also I mentioned a real estate agent, someone that's gonna help you through. But now, the video is not just for that, you know, because I'm into construction, and there is so many things that people will be blind about. I'm telling you, when you walk into a home and you tell your husband or you tell your wife, honey, this is the house, this is the house. And now you start paying more than you should be over the market value because you're blind. I'm sorry, excuse me, I gotta tell you the truth. It happened to me. Thank God I didn't do that decision because I had a real estate agent, right, that said, listen, it's too much. You're paying too much for where the market value of the home is. The next thing I wanna speak to you about is home inspectors. Why? Because they will find something, whether it's small or whether it's big, right? But there's people that are still buying homes and saying, you know something, I'm gonna waive the home inspection. I just wanna buy the house. Don't do it. Don't do that mistake. You know why? Because you may have major repairs to do after you bought that home. And guess what? Who's gonna pay for it? Yourself. That's why it's very important to get what? A good, thorough, detailed home inspector. So the home inspector that I definitely recommend is homeinspectorsnewjersey.com. That's the guy to call, right? There are home inspectors and realtors that call me, hey Junior, can you do a roof inspection for me? You know I don't climb the roofs. The buyer wants to make sure that the roof is sound. Last year alone, we did over 40 roof inspections for people that were going to buy their home for the first time. Why? Because there are things that the home inspectors can't do. And I don't want to badmouth a home inspectors or the home inspectors out there, but generally a home inspector is not going to walk your roof, guys. It's a roofer, right? So a home inspector will use his binoculars. He may use a drone. It may help him out. But a roofer will be able to see things that a home inspector and a drone can't see on your roof. You know, what's the most thing that you need to protect your home? It's your roof. And it's not because I'm a roofer. It's because I've already walked on so many roofs that the seller has told the buyer, oh, the roof is new, it's only 5 years old. And when I've gone on that roof, I've found that it had 2 layers. It had moss and algae on it. One side was done, which was newer. The other side was not done. And you're finding out that you're gonna inherit that. You're gonna inherit a problem. So why is it better to get a home inspector? Because you're gonna find out all the different problems. Now, bear in mind, I want you to be, you gotta have a balance, right? You can't just, oh wait, I saw the room and it's black. No, you can paint that, guys, right? I saw the kitchen, it's a pink kitchen, or the bathroom needs to be remodeled. They're not gonna take care of that. I'm talking about a hot water heater that the home inspector will see that's leaking, and that you know that a hot water heater may cost you $1,800 to $2,500 to repair, and you will have to pay for it yourself. He will look at the electrical to see if the electrical is upgraded, to see if there was inspections done to the electrical. So you want to look at all these items, right? But one of the things I like to say is, I like to tell people that are home buyers what? Go to the home and do the home inspection in the rain. Why? Because you're going to find out if you have a roof leak. 2, you're going to find out if there's a flood. You're going to find out if that sub pump is really working. You're going to find out if there's a French drain. You're going to, the home inspector is also going to see, a good home inspector is going to see what? If there's a crack in your foundation. So those are the major things that you want to see in a home inspection, right? So you want to check the roof, you want to check your AC and your furnace, your hot water heater, if the electrical is good, if the structure of the house is sound. There's people that do additions and do renovations without permits. You go to the town, you ask how many permits was taken out, you see a big long wall that was removed and things that were not supported right, and no one took out a permit. Guess what? You're gonna inherit that problem. So that's why I strongly, strongly suggest that you get a home inspector. So you don't go through what one of my clients went through. So I'm gonna speak to you about 2 testimonials, right? One is an Asian lady. I'm telling you, she has a beautiful heart. She's, and I'm gonna speak to you about her first. She called me up, she said, Junior, I found my dream home. I need you to come and inspect the roof. I said, okay. So I went out there and I inspected the roof. To my liking, the roof was not old. Now, the problem that she had was when I walked up to the roof, I remember it was like the other day, she has 1, 2, 3, 4 skylights. And as I walked to the skylights, I saw feces. And I was like, wait, how are we getting feces here? And I started looking at and inspecting the roof, and there was a tree right by the roof line. So we found out later on that this was a raccoon that was coming up, living here, chewing on the shingles, eating everything up, and then living there and leaving his, feces behind, right? So the experience that she went through is that she got a home inspector. She got a good home inspector. Then she got me, she hired me as a roof inspector. Then she got an electrical inspector, separate. Then she got a foundation inspector, separate. And she got all these inspectors separate from the home inspector. What happened? She lost her home. She didn't get the house. 2 years after that home inspection that I did for her, I knocked on this door. The lady said that she wanted me to replace her roof. Didn't look at the name, went to her house. I said, what are you doing here? Didn't you buy that house? That $1.2 million house? She goes, Junior, I lost the house. You know why? Because I wanted a credit of $200,000. And I saw every single mistake, and I went and I spoke to my lawyers, and then the seller just got tired of me nitpicking, and I lost my dream home. And when I got to see her 2 years after, she was in a little smaller home. What am I saying? When you're gonna go look at a house, there are things that you're gonna see. You may see a pink bathroom, 1970s bathroom. You're gonna renovate it. You know that you're gonna spend maybe somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000 to renovate that bathroom. So you know that you're gonna spend that amount, right? And later on you may renovate it. Don't nitpick every single thing, because you may lose the dream house that you're looking for. I also want to tell you, don't get desperate. Don't go over the market value of the home. If the house is selling at $300,000, don't go and offer $500,000, guys, because you're so blind and you're so in love with the house. So guys, the other thing that I want to kind of share with you as a contractor is you want to go to the neighborhood 3 times a day. You want to drive by there. You want to see how much traffic is going up and down. You want to see How many cars are parking in front of your house? You want to see your school buses. You want to see all that. Why? Because you may not like that area because of the traffic, because of the noise, right? So those are things that you need to look at, not just look at the house, I love it, and you buy the house and you forgot to look at your surroundings. You got to look at the different homes. You got to see talk to the neighbors. Hey, how you doing? You know, this is the investment that you're going to make. You might be investing $500,000, $600,000. They're going to be your neighbors for the next 15 to 20 years. Talk to them. Knock on the door. Hey, how you doing? You know, oh, my name is so-and-so. You know, I'm thinking about buying this house. Yeah, you're going to love it. The neighborhood is good. The school system is good. And you get feedback, you know. You may get a bad feedback. Oh, the neighbor next door, you don't want to know about him. Blah, 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 blah. But you get that insight. So the second testimony that I have was actually just last year, right? So someone called me in and it says, listen, I bought this house and I need you to inspect it. And so it didn't sound right? You bought the house, but you want me to inspect it. So I got to the house and I spoke to a gentleman. He goes, listen, I have James Hardy siding on my home. I do have roofing, but I need an inspection, somebody that really knows about James Hardy siding. I said, all right, I'll inspect the home. And I told him my fee for the inspection, I'm gonna write it up and be thorough about it. So as I started walking around, guys, I want to stress this, because if you do not find a good home inspector, they're gonna sell you. They're gonna sell you away. So you wanna do your homework, find a good home inspector, because this home inspector sold that client to the devil. Listen to me, you don't want that. That client is inheriting a ton of money to repair. So I started walking the home, started noticing that the siding is coming off. I started noticing that the shingles were coming off. Insulation in the crawl area was all on the floor. The window trim was falling off. The windows didn't open or close. So the home inspector, and then one of the things I want to say, when you hire a home inspector, you're there to the inspection, guys. You're not on your phone. You're not sitting in the house that you're gonna buy and watching TV. You're gonna be walking around. Give the home inspector some space. Let him do his job. If you see things that are concerning to you, hey, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Ask him. So a real estate agent brought in a home inspector. Home inspector came in. He started doing the inspection. This client that was in Livingston came in and started walking around with the home inspector. And they started pointing items like the siding. They started pointing out things like the insulation. You know, it looks like the insulation is on the floor and it looks like there's a critter or some type of animal living under here. That's just fine, the home inspector would say. The siding is just a little wavy, that's just fine. The trim that was coming away from the window, that's okay, that's normal. So after they moved in, not even about 3 months, I got that call and they were just having a lot of problems. So they called me in, and when I saw it, I said, wow, the home inspector could have got you credit for all these items, you know? So that's why it's very, very important for you to get somebody that's certified and licensed as a home inspector to what? To inspect your home thoroughly. Why? Because you will inherit all those expenses. You can have expenses as easy for siding from $20,000 to $30,000, for a roof from $8,000 to $12,000, you know? So these are items you wanna make sure that the home inspector picks up. Guys, to finish, I just wanted you to make sure that you like, you subscribe, turn on the post notifications. Listen, if you have any other ideas, I'm more than willing to do a video. Keep watching, guys. Tú no vas a hacer eso. Where's the thing? Yeah, do it.
Scene two.
Scene two.